People. Que pasa, suck see what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. First thing that is popping in the news, it is called cronyism. It is called nepotism. It is called conflict of interest. It is called corruption in its highest heights. Now, the other day, there was some sorts of controversy saying that a company from Canada, the name of that company is Canopy Growth Corporation. That company is owned by a Jamaican. That Jamaican's name, well, he is part owner. Correction. His name is Adam Vaz. Yes, the same Vaz them from Portland. Now the controversy is that Jamaica, a place that is known for Bob Marley, is importing from Canada. That is a place that is not known for Bob Marley. However, medical Bob Marley, scientific Bob Marley is different from the average regular Bob Marley, technically speaking. So anyways, there was some controversy, and we heard the relevant minister, Adam Vaz, he said that there's a treaty, so therefore there won't be any sorts of monopoly that was signed between Jamaica, Canada, other countries. Fair trade. That means if you qualify, you have what they are looking for, demand and supply, you can get in. However, here's where the controversy lies. The people that are licensee for weed in Jamaica, them say whenever them try to export anything from Jamaica to Canada, it is a minimal amount. However, the amount that was sent from Canada to Jamaica is hundreds of pounds, which is supposed to have been 6 different strands or strain for medical purpose, for scientific purpose, so therefore to aid the growth of Jamaica's weed. So therefore they are trading to make the world a better place as it pertains to medical marijuana. So there's where the conflict of interest or controversy lie. Jamaica can only send maybe about 20 kilograms, 40 to 50 pounds, while they can send hundreds, thousands of pounds of weed. I told you a name. His name is Adam Vaz. Here is the history of Adam Vaz. He is a son of politician the Vaz from Portland. In about 2010 or so, Mr. Vaz at the time was going on some sorts of plane, I think, from Kingston, Timsipin to Montego Bay. He was held with a portion of weed. He went to court. He pled not guilty. That case has since disappeared. Those officers that actually charged him, they were transferred immediately. The case was swept under the rug. Don't know the outcome. More than likely, the fact that he is a Vaz. The case I got through it. The judge them compromise, the Popo compromise, the DPP, DA, prosecutor compromise. We know the script already. So now, when we hear the minister in charge, Mr. Adam Vaz, say that there is no sorts of controversy, we can clearly see that that is a lie. It is a conflict of interest. It is cronyism. It is corruption. It is Andrew Holness, the JLP and their minions looking out for their own self-interest. The reason why Mr. Vaz and most politicians enter politics for self-gratification and also financial gains. Let me talk about Portland and Mr. Vaz, Mrs. Vaz. The other day we see that they are trying to get Portmore to be the next city in Jamaica. Maybe they want to replace the fact that Portland is Vaz company, Vaz parish, because the wife control one part and then the husband control the next part. So therefore, there is a monopoly. There's a next controversy that is going on in Portland as it pertains to the Blue Lagoon. We saw that the other day it locked down. Them said them do all sorts of renovation. The people them had access to still go on the beach. However, the other day, they were greeted with all sorts of barriers, all sorts of popo. The people them no longer have any sorts of access to that beach. People, just guess, take a while guess and wonder or ponder, or then it is a rhetorical question. Who do you think is involved in that action? I won't call any name, it is quite obvious. A couple of years ago, there was a controversy at a place called Hopewell. Hopewell is going towards Papine up to Blue Mountain area. Mr. Vaz was a minister, I think, of mining or land or something. Don't quote me. There was controversy because that land up there was said to have been leased to him. A 99-year lease. Now, the problem is that he claimed that he wanted to plant coffee, like me tell you up there, so Blue Mountain, High Mountain, them sort of Jankra Mountain and them there. Don't quote me on the Jankra Mountain, I'm not very good at geography. However, those are protected land. However, he and his cronies had the audacity to offer him that land on a 99-year lease he was supposed to get. Don't know if it was finalized or the people realized what was going on and pretty much BLEW up his plan. He was then transferred from that ministry. He is now the technology minister. Don't know if he went to MIT or Harvard or any one of those technology school. But me just assure you, the ministry or the government puts his friends or his cronies in certain position that they do not qualify for. How in the HELL does somebody that don't have any sorts of technology background becomes the minister of technology? How in the world the health minister who has a doctorate and is not an actual doctor becomes the health minister? How does the justice or security minister who is a doctor, Mr. Horace Chang, is security minister? He does not have a background in a security or strategy as it pertains to that. I just show you the type of confusion. So anyways, that is a next controversy right there. A couple of years ago, there was a company that was interested in buying a property known as Rooms. Rooms is a hotel that is in Ocho-Rios. Rooms is located right on the shore, ocean view, prime property. They did evaluation. The evaluation came to about 15 million or so. Don't quote me. The point I am trying to make is that these people were getting that property, for example, that cost 15 million US dollars, I am speaking, for 7 million US dollar. So pretty much they were getting it for half of the price. What is the logics when something that costs 100 I sell for 50, when it is all about location, right smack in the middle of Ocho-Rios? You cannot get any more prime than that. That was also a controversy. The people them come out and then BLOW that up too. So people, Hopewell, Honeywell, wherever I name, NEPA, and all of those environmental companies say, how you want to lease land and make development and claim say you are use it for coffee, pan protected property. That is definitely a no-no. However, it was in the process until it came or got highlighted. Now, let me talk about the latest controversy with this weed coming into Jamaica from Canada. Information out there is that there is a whole bunch of lands, hundreds of acres of land in St. Thomas. Some of those lands are owned by Andrew Holness, his minions, his cronies, people from Israel, people from Mexico, people from Abu Dhabi. We see the people at St. Thomas, them a cry for road. We see the car them how it dust up. We see how bad those roads are. However, in an era in which Andrew Holness also has a gas station and a KFC franchise coming up, those roads are paved as if it is paved with gold. May I talk about the road is pristine, but the people in St. Thomas are cry. But we are speaking about the Bob Marley. It is also a fact that there is hundreds of acres of land out there that is being used for quote-unquote medical marijuana. That means the good stuff that can be imported. Apart from Canada, that medical marijuana business is said to be billions of US. This company that I spoke about, the name is Canopy Growth Corporation, in affiliation with Tweed. Adam Vaz is part owner. Adam Vaz is a financial beneficiary. Now, people, I am going to give you a little story based on what a trusted associate told me. When Obama came to Jamaica a couple of years back, a Rasta man went up to him and said, I'm glad say you're the president right now, so that you can make sure say Jamaica can import and be a part of the medical thing. The president of the United States at the time said to him, be very careful what you ask for, because when it comes, you might be surprised, you might not like it. The Rastaman never understand what I mean. But people, you see exactly what is transpiring in Jamaica right before our eyes. We see that the people that thought that they would have been the beneficiaries of this thing, or at least getting a part, a substantial part, they are being totally cut out. Them now benefit from it none at all, not one iota, not zinc, zilch, nothing, none at all. So isn't it kind of weird that the same people that has been FIGHTING for this thing from day one, the same people where these poor used to clot up on a regular basis, lick them with button of them head, gun butt them all sorts of stuff, that finally think that they are going to get a chance now to reap some benefit of what they sow. Finally, them get, or it has come to the realization that, listen, the pirate them of the Caribbean is the ones that are going to benefit the most. The same people that used to frown upon it. As a matter of fact, it is said that Mr. Ellington, a former commissioner, he is also part owner. The company that he is a part of is one of those companies that are shipping out millions of pounds of the Bob Marley, while the Rastaman sits there and hope. The Rastaman is not getting anything. All he ever got is persecution. However, he will not get any sorts of reward, and based on what we are seeing. We heard the minister, the relevant minister, Mr. Arbin Hill, in the couple interview, and he tried to justify how it is that this is free trade, how it is that this is a symbiotic relationship, meaning all parties involved are going to benefit. There is no sort of symbiotic relationship happening as it pertains to Jamaica and Canada. Maybe in the future, immediate, medium or distant future. However, it is not happening right now because they know who are their suppliers. It is Mr. Adam Vaz and him friends them and people from foreign, the choppers in white collar that used to frown upon the same thing, that never used to even have any friends that even SMOKED, but now they are the beneficiaries. People, don't you see what is going on? Don't you see that these people don't even give a DAMN anymore? These people are brawling and barefaced just like the people where you see with all of them tall up and I run up on the security at the JN Bank in a Portmore and other places that take with the ATM. These are the real criminals in a Jamaica. However, they have the backing of the JCF. They have the backing of the Prime Minister. They have the backing of the DPP. Let's not even talk about Ian Fleming's airports and who are the people that are the beneficiaries. Let's not even talk about all of those cocoa that you see in a Kingston Wharf all over the place, or who I get them. Let's not talk about that some of these politicians, they are deeply entrenched. They are in the pocket of the cartel. People, if we really sit down and really care about what is going on in Jamaica, we would be concerned. We would be out there in our numbers, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and trying to put a stop to this. But then again, the only thing that it seems like Jamaicans are interested in, passa, mix up, or FUCKO, or SUCKO. They talk a good talk and say, yes, we need better change. However, whenever changes are to come and whatever they need to do, they are passive. They are not going to do anything but talk and listen. People, something is definitely wrong. These prime minister, these politicians, these ministers, these MPs, these persons that we give the managerial position for run the country, they are doing nothing but running it down to the ground. Them not care. They are as corrupted as any country can be corrupted. And people, we see it once again, even as it pertains to some sorts of Bob Marley. And people, before I leave, just to show you that I know exactly what I am speaking about, that I am rational in my arguments. Mr. Adam Vaz was once a citizen of the United States. Mr. Adam Vaz gave up that citizenship to enter politics in Jamaica. Why do you think that Mr. Vaz would do that? Nobody is going to leave a pretty girl for an ugly girl with a big hole when you have a pretty SCXY girl with the tight up, hold me and let me go. So may I talk about United States versus Jamaica. Why would he do that? Do you think that it is because he is the biggest patriot / fool ever? Do you think that he really cares that much about Jamaica being a stressful, poor set of people with all sorts of anger management? Or do you think that he has an ulterior motive? Why do you think that the United States immigration decided that they were going to suspend his visa for a little while? Remember, whenever you are a United States citizen and you decide, say, listen, me tired of America, yeah, me I come back on my yard, come retire. When you give up that citizenship and you go to the immigration embassy to get a renewal or get a visa, that is the quickest visa to get. But this man gave up his United States citizenship. His visa get revoked or cancelled or suspended. He eventually got it back. Why do you think that is? It is because there are question signs on his name for stuff that he has done. There are still question signs, numerous question signs on his name. Them know say him up to something. Them know say he is not squeaky clean like Jesus po record. Remember, there was a prime minister from a next island the other day. Them give them rope for HENG themselves. And then when them go up there, them all upon them. That is the same thing that is being done to Mr. Vaz. The trap is being set. However, he cannot help himself. The family cannot help themselves. They are so entrenched in corruption. Them know say them can't get away with it because the commissioner not going to do a DAM thing. The DPP not going to do nothing. Any sort of popo not going to do nothing. And even worse, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he is just as corrupt as him. He is no sorts of different. So what going to happen? The pot are going to cuss the kettle and say it black. Thief no likes a thief with long bag. Or wouldn't it be better for all of them, all involved, the equal opportunity opportunists, corruptionists, to just bend over Jamaica, cock her up, jack her up? Like Scarface said, Jamaica is like a BIG PUSSY just waiting to be FUCKED. And that is exactly what they are doing. They do not care about the people. It is quite obvious. They are here for self-gratification. The morals and the whole idea of being in. Get rich, take all what you can take and cut with full immunity. No sorts of charges, never possible. Not in Jamaica, however. The international world, they are watching. They are looking on Jamaica and they are scaling. These politicians, just like some of them corrupted African nations, are even worse. Them just know how to act. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.